Alright, so in this video, what I'm going to talk about are the best traffic sources that you can use to drive traffic, a significant amount of traffic to reach $10,000 in a month for any creator that you're working with. If you are a creator or you have an agency that is managing creators, these are all the traffic sources A to Z in terms of how to get to $10,000 a month. Now, in full transparency, I run an OF agency generating about $60,000 to $70,000 a month at this current point. And we've tested out a bunch of different traffic methods, from Reddit to, again, dating apps, from that to TikTok, tube method, a bunch of different stuff. Again, we focus primarily on a couple. We're trying to segue into the others, but again, this is still going to break down exactly what you can do on every one of those sources to get to $10,000 a month. So whether you're a beginner agency, a beginner creator, or you're a bit more experienced but want to diversify your sources, this is just going to break down very quickly how to do that. So we've tested out every single one of these methods ourselves. We don't focus in on every single one of them personally, but again, any one of these that you choose and you really focus in on honing your craft on testing, and again, I'll show some of the tests that we do personally as an agency on these traffic sources. But if you focus in on actually testing, mastering one or two of these, guaranteed, whether you're a creator again or agency, you will be at $10,000 a month.
Gang, gang.
Alright, so here we're going to quickly go through the traffic methods to get to $10,000 or $20,000 a month from Onlyfans. Again, this is going to go very quickly in terms of understanding the fundamentals, understanding what you need to focus on every single source. Now, we use all these methods ourselves pretty much with varying degrees of success. Some we're getting tons of subscribers a day, 50 to 100 in some cases. Some we're getting a little bit less, but all of these definitely do work. If you focus on mastering any one of these, trust me, success is going to come. So you can see, so one thing to note when it comes to traffic and when it comes to earnings are, keep in mind an average of 80 to 90% of your total monthly earnings on Onlyfans will come from messages and tips. So in order to get to $10,000 a month, you only need about $2,000 in subscriptions. And again, I'll just showcase, for example, our monthly results to date. Again, I believe we're on the 10th of September at the time of me making this video. You can see that we've got the ratio is 80 to 90% indeed is for messages, and you can see the amount in subscriptions. And then, for example, yesterday you can see the same sort of ratio were able to get us a significant jump in earnings from just a minimal amount of subscribers. So again, just to reiterate, you only need about 2K in subscriptions to get 10K. You only need 4K in subscriptions to get to 20K. So in general, how many subs is $2,000? How many subs equates to $2,000? So typically we have accounts at $20 or so, $20 to enter, but we put an 80% discount for first time subs. So meaning for first time subs, it's typically going to be $4 for first time sub on our accounts in general. So also we try and retain 50% of those subs and above from month 2, meaning those 50% in month 2 will be spending 20% on the subscription price. So again, we'll be getting even more from subscriptions. But for sake of argument, if we only consider the first month subs, again, no long-term subs paying $20, just the first time subs, to get $2,000 in subscriptions each month, we therefore would need 500 subs, which is 500 subs times $4, which is $2,000 in earnings. So to get $2,000 in earnings, which will equate to $10,000 once we're able to monetize in terms of chatters off the back end of that, we are going to need 500 subs. The first things first, if you want to set a promotion, like I told you, we set the subscription price at $20, and this is exactly how you can set the promotions. So again, just go under your profile if you're a creator, or go under your creator profile if you're an agency, and just go in there and set up a promotion for new fans. You can put the number of fans you want to send it to, as well as what percentage discount you want. And we typically have this running all the time. We might, again, just leave it for like 2-3 days to make the scarcity really kick in and people really want to take advantage of the promotion. But in essence, we run it all time round. And also, if you do want to make sure that your $2,000 in subscriptions is really maximized off the back end, and you need chatters to really maximize that for you, you can go to primechatters.io and hop on a call with myself or a member of my team, and we'll see if we are right fit in terms of providing chatters on your account. So anyway, back to the traffic method. So breaking that down further, that would be 15 to 20 paid subs per day. Again, 500 subs per month divided by 30, which the average month equals 16.6 subscribers on your account per day in order to achieve that, which is very achievable on the platforms we talk about. So again, you can see you don't need necessarily 100 subs per day or 50 subs per day. 15 to 20 paid subs per day is all you need to reach these levels. Very achievable. So we're going to talk about 5 different traffic sources that you can utilize to get these 15 to 20 paid subs per day. One is TikTok. You can be very successful on TikTok by following trends, building a brand off the back end of that, building accounts with 1,000 followers, and then going live consistently. That's the lowdown of TikTok. Reddit, you just want to reverse engineer bigger accounts in a niche, post to 10 to 20 subreddits per day, upvote the posts that start well or in very engaged subreddits in that niche, give it a boost and you'll get viewers on there. For dating apps, which is Bumble, Tinder, Badoo, Fruits, OkCupid, you want to set up a bunch of accounts. Make sure you've got volume in terms of daily accounts. Set them up in different cities across the world, different geos where you think you will get subscribers. Funnel them onto either Snapchat or Instagram, which we'll talk about later. And there you go. Tube size, you post teaser videos with watermarks on them daily, let's say 45-second to 60-second clips. Put your watermark with your domain that's going to send you over to the OF account. And that is essentially what you want to do. Or you build your own tube size where you can choose which ads go onto the site. You can choose which placements on the site that you have. That's the second way to really monetize and get subscribers of tube sites. Next, Twitter, which is like retweet groups, engaging as much as possible, and then hijacking viral posts is a way that you're going to grow and get subscribers off Twitter. And then also get creative. There's people like Kazumi or influencers like Kazumi that are using really creative methods to funnel over subscribers to the OnlyFans as well. You just want to find a place where you can get a bunch of eyeballs. For example, she's had billboards in LA, sending people to the OnlyFans.
Does that work?
I did not write, "This is Kazumi's OnlyFans." What I wrote was, "Kazumi, please notice me. P.S. You have the best OnlyFans in the world." So,
oh my God.
There's a tendency typically in groups, in Telegram groups and stuff, to get really myopic in terms of where we as agencies and creators focus on. There's the TikToks, there's the Reddits, and we typically just don't look outside the box. We don't try and think of other ways to direct traffic. Wherever you can get eyeballs, especially people in a demographic, guys essentially between 25 and 60, you're going to be able to get subscribers to the OnlyFans. So it could be QR codes, printing QR codes and putting them in different locations, doing some sort of promotion at football games. Again, depending on what model you have, your budget, etc., etc. But you definitely want to be creative. So now you have an idea of which sort of traffic platforms to have, the 5 or 6 platforms that are generally going to get you the most success. So which platforms do you want to prioritize? So every single one of those platforms work to drive significant amounts of traffic to your OF page. Which one you're going to have to start off with depend on what you have a distinct advantage in. For example, if you have an advantage in YouTube videos, you know how to script videos, you know how to probably tag videos, you know how to have the right headlines, you know how to have amazing editing, then maybe you want to focus in on YouTube. Or for example, if you've grown some TikTok accounts, you may want to focus in on TikTok. Or the second thing is how much you have to invest in the traffic sources. So for example, if you don't have tons to invest, I would say don't go the dating app routes, because there's tons of stuff that you need to invest in to really make work. And also how much time you or your model have to create content. So to get the best results with TikTok, for example, you need 1 or 2 hours per day at minimum. If your model doesn't have the time to invest in that, then again, something like TikTok will not make sense. So don't overthink this. If you're not sure which one to pick, just commit to 1 or 2. At the end of this video, choose one traffic source and commit to mastering it. I'm going to talk about exactly what it takes to get success in depth with each of those. But the more your creator can make, for example, the more content your creator can make, or if you are the creator yourself and you have tons of time in a day to work on content, you may want to focus it on YouTube, Twitter. You may want to focus in on YouTube, TikTok, IG Reels, or if you have an in-depth knowledge of YouTube, etc., as I said before, you may want to try out that. So if you're limited with time and content, but you do have the funds, or you just want to test out an organic method that doesn't require a high level skill set, you may want to test out Reddit, for example. So the key, again, pick 1 or 2 traffic sources, focus on mastering them, systemize it, create systems around it, and pass on to another team member, a virtual assistant, a friend, whoever that can take that system, and then you move on to the next traffic source. That's the best way to go about developing traffic for models or your pages. Master 1 or 2, start getting traffic consistently from that, and then focus in on the next one. So also it's important to note the fundamentals when it comes to traffic, which is basically these 3 things. So 1, attention or impressions that you're getting. 2 is the interest that you're able to generate off the back of those impressions or the attention you get. Then conversions and taking people to become subscribers. So So a more specific look at what these three fundamentals are. For example, the attention could be how many views you get on an IG reel, or how many Reddit views you get, or how many Bumble matches you get, or how many people see that billboard you put up like Kazumi. So that is the attention or impressions. The more impressions you can get, the bigger your funnel is going to be, and the more you can lead people down that. The next after that is going to be interest. So for example, that could be what your profile says in on TikTok, or what your profile says in the dating app, or what your pictures look like. Again, that is going to determine the interest you get off the back end of that, and it's going to determine the clicks to your link tree, how many profile views you get on Reddit, how many snap ads you get, for example. That's your interest. That's how you gauge your interest. The next is going to be the conversions, which is essentially the OnlyFans subs. I'll tell you exactly how to determine what you need to do to improve each of these levers, but these are the three things that you need to just understand to get traffic all the time for your page. So the question asked daily are how can you improve each of these fundamentals on a daily basis? A, you want to get more attention. You need to understand the algorithms of each platform and reverse engineer what they want, what signals does the platform want, and give that to them. For example, on YouTube, they want watch time and they want click-through rate. For example, TikTok may want 3-second views, how many people watch up to 3 seconds, as well as how many people watch to the end of the video. So you need to understand that, and then you can build your content around that so you can give the platform what they want. The algorithm is going to push your content, you're going to get more attention. It's pretty simple.
Gang gang.
For example, on dating sites, what they want is, for example, people that pay for boost and premium. And if you understand that, you're also going to be able to get more eyeballs to your profile. So there's nuances, but as I said, the two things each platform wants are quality content, for example, trends on TikTok, good lighting, good camera, for example, iPhone X and above, ideally is quality content, and then work on little things to get more views and so on. And then B, consistency and volume of content. So whether it's TikTok, whether it's YouTube, whether it's IG Reels, they want those two things, quality content as well as consistency and volume of content, because they prioritize that as well. Because think of it, they want people to be on the platform. The more you as a creator are putting out consistently content, the more they're going to showcase your content, the more the algorithm will boost you, the more you get views and attention. The next, better interest. How to get better interest? This would be determined by the look. Again, it is a very look-based industry. So again, you're also limited in terms of certain looks you have, whether that's which Reddit subreddits you can post in, or in terms of how much you can get attention in a certain way. So looks will matter. They're not the only thing, but they do matter. And then how much curiosity you can pique in the content as well. And also your profile setup and your bio. That's going to determine the interest you can gauge, and therefore that's going to determine how many clicks you get off the back end of that. So you can work on different things to get more curiosity, work on different phrases in your bio, etc., can get you more interest. The next, better conversions, and this is determined basically by a combination of the previous 3 factors and your bio, or the previous 2 factors and your bio on OnlyFans. So of course, the previous 2 fundamentals, if you mention something like I'm filming content with subscribers on my OF, you mentioned that in your Instagram bio. Again, your account may get banned actually sooner rather than later, or you mentioned that in your Snapchat profile, for example. That will definitely lead to better conversions on OnlyFans. But again, you don't want to necessarily do something like that, because obviously this is false advertising, so to speak, and meetups and things like that are not allowed on OF. So you want to get, not ideally lead with something like this, but that's just an example of something that is going to get more curiosity off the back end, to get more conversions to get more conversions off OnlyFans. But you can also just improve your OnlyFans bio, your OnlyFans profile pictures, and so on, to get better conversions as well as promotions as well. Promotions on your OF bio, as we talked about before, will get better conversions. So now you understand, again, a bit of a lowdown in terms of traffic. We're going to quickly run down just the things you want to focus on each of the top 3 traffic methods that I think you should. So number 1, Reddit. So for Reddit, you want to buy an aged account. For example, you can go to accountsmarket.com. There's going to be various people selling Reddit accounts, or there's other providers that you can find in Telegram groups. So I may throw a couple examples here, and you can buy some accounts off them with Karma, because again, Karma is going to be required to enable you to post in certain subreddits. Or you can start an account and build it up for a month, or you can even mix a combination of these two. The benefits of an aged account is you can start today. However, it won't be in the model's name, so long-term conversions may be slightly less on that account. But again, buy an aged account and you can start today. Then pick subreddits. For example, go to mysub.cc and pick 10 to 20 subreddits that fit your niche or model's niche. So we look for some Reddits that are niche specific and also have 100 to 200 fans online at one particular time. So I didn't add that in there, but 102 fans online at that particular time. That is what we like to do in terms of the subreddits we pick. And then next, you want to just simply post in those subreddits with an image or GIF on a daily basis. So check the top posts over the last month or year. You can literally copy some captions or just remake the captions slightly. You know these captions get engagement, and no Reddit mods will check for that. So you're good to go in terms of copying those captions. And again, also make sure you pick images that fit that subreddit. And then the last thing with Reddit, find a way to send more upvotes to rank the post, either from public providers or build your own bot. Send 30 to 60 overall. In general, send 30 to 60 upvotes to a post as soon as possible after you've posted that post, and then it's going to be able to rank in that subreddit, and you get more views on your that particular post, and therefore more people funnel to your Reddit profile, therefore more people funnel to OnlyFans off the back end of that. And then in terms of dating apps, you want to pick a method to set up dating app profiles at scale. So it can be app cloner method on phones or on Android phones, or anti-detect browser on a desktop. So those are, again, the two methods at least we've tried at the agency. Both of them work. The app cloner, though, you can either buy a slot, you can get a cracked version, or you can buy the original app cloner as well. Depending on your budget will depend the one you go for. Again, we were using initially the slots, but again, that has various things that can go wrong with these slots, basically. So again, we're now using anti-detect browsers on desktop. Then you want to pick a proxy provider. There are tons of proxy providers. Just Google them and then check Scamalytics to see what the fraud score of the IP address is. Some people say the score doesn't matter too much, but we still like to have it at 30 or below if possible. And if you don't understand proxies, just essentially look at proxies as a higher quality VPN, essentially, which allow you to appear as if you're accessing the internet from certain locations, which is essential to set up accounts in different geos. For example, if we want to set up an account from New York, we will buy a proxy from New York, or definitely from the US, and then that will enable us to set up Tinder accounts or Bumble accounts from that particular geo. So hope that makes sense in terms of picking a proxy provider. Then you want to set up accounts using a phone number or email address. So you can get services like Text Verified or SMS Pool to receive verification text messages from a country of your choosing. So the range for these SMS sort of verification codes are typically 50 cents to $1, usually to use a number. You can also buy, for example, for Tinder, if you need Gmail accounts, you can buy from Accounts Market, or again, Telegram providers, as long as they're trusted. Some providers sell email addresses. So then after you set up the account, you're going to get a verification code essentially to set up the Bumble, Tinder, OkCupid account. Then you'll be able to register, set up the account with pictures, obviously, of your model. Then you're going to choose a name. It doesn't necessarily have to be a real name, but we like to use names close to our model's names at the very least. Then you're going to set up the account, and then you need to verify the account or have a verification method that works. So the easiest is obviously in person. You can just, again, verify very simply in person, but that's less viable for many remote agencies. So you can look into methods like OBS method, or other verification methods. Again, I'm not selling any method or anything like that. There's various methods we personally use in our agency. Again, search for one and find a way to verify accounts. Next, you want to swipe and use like a real user. So you can also get auto swipe bots that will enable you to automate the swiping aspect, or get an assistant to swipe if you want to save time. Next, again, once you start getting matches, you want to funnel the matches onto the next step in the process, and the next step to be able to become an OnlyFans subscriber. So in general, dating sites are not going to allow you to directly refer to OnlyFans, so you need to funnel fans over to another social media page to convert them there. There's three main ways. One is through a public Instagram, so funnel people through the Tinder, Bumble to a public Instagram. Again, you need to do that in a certain way so the account doesn't get shadow banned, but once you find a way to do that, you can send them to the public Instagram. Then a private Instagram is the second way, and the third way is through Snapchat. So currently Snapchat converts decently for us, but you need to have someone, you or an assistant, chatting on Snap as well, or there's bots as well that actually can chat on Snapchat for you. So look into that in Telegram groups, but that is essentially a lowdown in terms of what works on dating apps. And finally, the third traffic source that I would say you should focus on, again, there's tons of other ones. There's YouTube, which my agency we're actually doing for creators as well, and various other things. But the third one I would say to focus in on, and these are the only ones you need to really get to $10,000 to $20,000, are TikTok. That's the third one, and TikTok is huge once you're able to understand what works. So the first thing that matters with TikTok is TikTok decides where they're going to show your content depending on what SIM card you're using in the phone. So again, there's no real way to get around that. There may be ways, but it's going to be tougher and less reliable. So we just like to get SIM cards, physical SIM cards, to make sure that we can showcase our creators posts in, for example, the US. If we want to make sure that we do that, which is the best geo, that's what we do. So you can also do UK, Australia, for example, where there'll be less competition and easier to go viral in that geo. If you're from the States, of course, this is very simple. You can get a SIM card and go live, you can get a SIM card and showcase your posts in the US very easily. But if, for example, you are based in Thailand, or if you're based in Spain, you will then need to ship yourself a SIM card or ship your model a SIM card from Amazon, J1 Sims, or other providers, and then you can start to showcase in the right geo. We've also been able to use eSIMs when we don't have the time to wait, but we found physical SIMs to be of better quality in terms of making sure we show up where we want to show up. So then next, you want to have the right setup. Essentially, you just reset the phone if possible, put in the SIM card and set up TikTok. It's really less complicated, we found, than people make it seem. You don't need to sell a method for this. It's pretty simple, to be honest with you. You don't need to watch another YouTube video. This is essentially it. And then you need to find trends. And an easy way to do this is to just follow other OF girls, see what videos get tons of views for them, and reverse engineer. There's also Telegram groups with trend lists to get you started to see what works. Or you can search for videos like Razvan TikTok. Again, he is somebody I know who's getting great results with TikTok. Again, my agency, we're getting results, but we're not masters at it yet. So I'm definitely not going to sell anything in terms of TikTok advice or anything like that. But definitely we've seen crazy results from the subscribers. We've seen crazy results from our creators that we're working with that are utilizing that we're utilizing TikTok for. So once you found trends, you want to, on a daily basis, and I should have put actually in this document here, but I'll tell you now, you want to post at least 2 to 3 times a day if possible, because again, the TikTok algorithm likes to be fed with content, so feed it the content and you're going to get results based off the back of that. As long as your content is quality, good lighting, get a ring light, for example, to make sure that the quality is high quality. Use iPhone X and above to make sure, again, same thing goes. Try and understand why people should click on your video, your creator's video. Is it because there's a pattern interrupt in the first 3 seconds? Think, why is somebody going to watch this? And again, study trends and then just replicate the trends, post for 2 to 3 weeks. And if you do this, no doubt you'll start getting some good views on your videos. And again, once you start to see what's working, you can remake videos. So once that is going well, you get to 1,000 followers, and then you're able to unlock the live feature and start to go live daily. If possible, do that for 30 minutes to 2 hours a day. Definitely do that 3 times a week, and you're going to start to see viewers, first of all, flock to your TikTok profile. Make sure your profile is set up properly, so you've got the bio leading them to the next stage, because again, you can't refer to OnlyFans. You can't refer to OnlyFans in your bio on TikTok. So again, what you want to do is send them to, for example, Instagram account. In the Instagram account, you're going to have a link there, a beacons link, for example. That is then going to send them to the OF account. So that is the process in how it works on live. And on live, you can just, again, there's various ways. We've tested different things that work. You as a creator can just literally sit there. And again, guys are going to flock to the live. Again, it's going to TikTok push out lives quite a bit. So guys are going to flock. You can just be doing your makeup or whatever, or getting ready in the morning, and then just try and engage with people on there, and just without referring to OF directly, just say things like, there's tons of rules on this live, but you can find a place where there's no rules inside my Instagram bio. Things like that to pique people's curiosity, so they go over to the Instagram, and then that's where the magic happens, so to speak. So that is TikTok in a nutshell. And then continue to find more trends and remake your videos that get a good amount of views. So for example, if you have in the first month a certain amount of views that got 30,000 views or 50,000 views or 1 million views, you want to remake those videos if they're your top performing ones. And again, if they work the first time, they're bound to have a chance to work the second time. And then finally, as I said, get creative, and that's it. Once you understand all these fundamentals as well as these traffic sources, you start to get upwards of 15 to 20 paid subs per day. And if you're getting more than that, 50 paid subs, 100 paid subs, you can see how easily you can get to $10,000 to $20,000 a month and higher from these traffic sources. So I hope that helps. Again, if you want to get a bit of a lowdown and actual SOPs that we use in my agency with these traffic sources, we've got our free group below or book a call with me at creatorgrow.io. And if you need some chatters to help you maximize your traffic sources, you can go to primechatters.io and book a call with my team or myself, and we'll see if we can help you out. So hope this helps. You can see some other videos on this channel in terms of either chatting or traffic on OF, and I will see you on the next video.